Hey, Dragon Slayers. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes since my last meal. Blood sugar's at 90. So I had a pound of 99% lean ground turkey breast, an entire bushel of kale, like a bushel, I guess. I don't know what you call that, and about 2 teaspoons of ice cream. So, yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. It's another super dense video today. So today's topic is all about why the protein to energy ratio matters. Now that you know what it is, here's why it matters. In the Paleolithic era, food was chosen randomly, always had a spectacular P to E ratio, such as eggs, red meat, wild game, poultry, fish, seafood, cruciferous vegetables, and green leafy vegetables. In the modern era, if you were to choose food randomly, you'd more than likely have a terrible P to E ratio. Foods like pizza, fries, waffles, pancakes, cereal, soda, candies, cookies, donuts, ice cream, you name it. If you were to look at the graph of obesity over the last 50 years of this epidemic, you can see that somewhere in the 70s, something happened. That obesity just took off. If we zoom in on the macronutrients that Americans have been eating, it is quite obvious what happened. Carbs and fats both went up equally and significantly, but not protein. Absolute protein rose slightly, but protein percentage actually dropped from 14% of calories, which is pretty close to the global average, down to the current 12.5% in America. Talk about protein dilution. What happens when the food you eat drops in protein percentage? You have to eat significantly more non protein energy, so carbs and fats, in order to get the amount of protein you need to survive. This protein dilution fully explains much of our modern obesity epidemic. And it turns out that humans and many other animal species exhibit protein prioritization, meaning that they will eat and eat until they have had enough adequate absolute quantity of protein, even if they have to significantly overeat carbs and fats, non protein energy, in order to get there. Meta analysis of human feeding studies have shown that humans tightly prioritize protein, and the lower the protein percentage of their food, the more energy they will eat in order to get adequate protein. The opposite is also true, and the higher the protein percentage of the diet, the less energy humans will consistently eat. This is the very first and most important rule of his book. Prioritize protein and keep the protein percentage in your diet high. If the protein percentage of your diet is high, you will tend to automatically eat less energy. All free living animals on Earth have to combine foods in a complementary fashion in order to achieve optimal function. National or nutritional ecology is the science that looks at what animals need to eat versus what they actually get to eat. Imagine that an animal has access to only two foods. One is higher in protein and the other one is higher in energy. The animal is going to have to it's going to have a fitness target where it functions optimally and is best able to thrive and reproduce. The fitness target could be variable depending upon the animal's activity level and a bunch of other factors. This animal will have to combine these two foods in a complementary fashion in order to get as close to its fitness goals as possible. Now imagine that animal only has access to the low protein, high energy food. This poor animal will have to make a choice. It could overeat energy in order to get enough protein, likely leading to obesity, or it could eat a normal amount of energy but insufficient protein, risking its ability to function properly. Not a great place to be, but that is where Americans find themselves in the current food environment. All species are somewhat different as to their rule of compromise or how they deal with suboptimal food environments. But in the case of humans, it is quite clear that we will overeat energy in order to get enough protein every single time. We are going to use the concept of nutritional ecology and dietary protein to energy ratios to evaluate individual foods and our overall diets a little bit later on. This is just background information so you will understand where this protein to energy approach comes from. You already are eating enough protein. everyone is eating enough protein. That's not the point. The point is, how much energy did you have to eat to get that protein? When you eat a low protein food, you have to radically overeat non-protein energy, carbs and or fats to get adequate amounts of protein. So don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what I've got for you guys today. Stay tuned because there's so much more coming. And don't forget that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.